Am I having all these Pekos after me here? Alright, good. Woo! That would have been dangerous. Just one at a time, guys. Again, not a gangbang. Alright. So, I'm sorry I keep rambling and rambling, talking about the past, but this game was just beautiful. I loved it. I loved it. I haven't found a game that can replace this game to me, personally. And like I've said, I mean, I've played many games. Many games. You know, Shadow of the Colossus, Final Fantasy VII, Super Mario Galaxy, you know, Legend of Zelda. I've played many games, and there's just this game for some reason I can't find something that replaces it. For me personally, just can't. It's just so good in every way. For me, sandbox. It can be easy, you know, if you just take that route. Oh man, maybe I will be able to get Unarmed 2 here. That'll be great. I can't wait to get Novus, Terskasi Novice, so I can use my Vibro Knuckler, because that makes a big difference in damage, actually. Substantial amount of damage increase. Makes a big difference. So, yeah, it's just, this game's awesome. So, yeah, that would be my morning, you know. Axva, get loot. You know, run over to Nyax, get loot. Nyax was actually pretty easy, but for some reason dropped an insane amount of tapes. His place, you would get probably, you know, skill tapes. Now, I think Nyax, did he respawn though, or was he a one-day spawn as well, like Axva and Ackley? I don't recall. But every time the servers reboot, that would be my run. Sometimes I would actually be at Nyax first, because Nyax was really easy, so a lot of people could do it. A lot of people could solo it. It was not as complicated as Axva or Ackley. Most people could not solo Axva, so she was almost guaranteed for me to be. Like, I would almost guarantee her kill every day. But Ackley, some people would get there all the way to the end to Ackley and log out and just sit there for days and days until they eventually got the loot that they wanted. Just sit there for days, just constantly. And actually, I think Ackley he respawned every 2 hours, I think, actually. So, he's the one that respawned every 2 hours. And I think Nyax did as well. I'm pretty sure Axva was only once a day, though. But the reason why I did it after the server restarted is it was just theory that, you know, a lot of people believed in, that after the server restart was when you would have your best chance for the best loot. Which wasn't true at all. I mean, there were times where you could get some crazy loot in the middle of the day or whatever. It's completely random. But you know what? It was just something I did. Didn't mind it. Oh wow, these extractors are burning up here. You gotta put money to maintain these bad boys and give them some power. Man, these wind generators are still up here, huh? Lots of them. I actually think I'm gonna need to go and get a water harvester, because if I plan on yeah, you have to get a harvester to get water. Isn't that crazy? They look just like the ones from episode 4. If you remember when you first are introduced to Luke and Tatooine with his aunt and uncle. But yeah, you need to harvest water because I need to make better quality stim packs, and they require actual components. It's just funny little things about this game. So amazing. Oh man, I'm so close to Unarmed 2. Also, here's a really cool thing. If you guys don't know about this, so all these people here. Whoa, hello. Little lag there. Little bit o lag. So all these people you see here. Well, this guy's just doing some AFK camp grind in there. Level up ranger probably, like I said before. But all these people here, you see the little green stuff coming out of the ground. They're surveying and sampling for resources, because a lot of people can't. Look at this, Master Armorsmith. A lot of people don't have harvesters. And there's my other character right there, Hawkke, Gundart, and my skivvies. This guy, I'm just sitting there AFK collecting resources, which is completely allowed. Currently in the emulator, you're allowed to have 2 characters, which I am going to use, and one's AFK. You gathering some stuff. Well, I'm out, leveling up this dude. But yeah, all these people are actually sitting here just grinding. Maybe leveling up their survey if they're not survey 4 yet, under artisan. Surveying, gather resources that way because they don't have harvesters. Harvesters are expensive. It's a luxury to have a mineral harvester. So people come here and pick up a resource, and right now it's a steel. It's pretty good quality steel, and they might be using it just to grind up. Like a novice road engineer there, they might be using it just to grind up, to level up, because you need a lot of resources to grind. Yeah, right, to grind up the experience required, which you have to keep making and crafting and all that stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna pick up some medic here for sure. Come on. Maybe I can't do it in a bike? There we go. Maybe that was it. I don't know. Maybe it was the bike or not. I don't know. Alright guys, I found a couple missions. Not the greatest locations where I wanted to be, but good enough. So I think I've really discussed pretty much all there is, about how the game used to be, a little bit what I used to do, so just an overall explanation of things, and a little bit about where I'm going and what my plan is for this character. So I think now it's time to really focus on this Let's Play. I'd love to hear your feedback about what you think I should, record and what I shouldn't record. I've been told it may be a montage video to avoid, boring parts of the game, I guess. But that's, why do you watch someone play a game if you're not willing to watch the nitty-gritty of it, Kind of my feeling on the whole thing. But reality is that I'm the content creator, and I want to make content that makes people enjoy watching and be invested. So, you guys tell me what you'd like to see on this Let's Play. Maybe I'll cut down episodes, make them only 20 minutes long, and just make clips of things. But I really think this game is great for recording and streaming. I think it's active, it's fun, it's complicated enough, and it's not complicated to the point where it's like Eve, where you're looking at statistics and sheets and spreadsheets, as people like to say. Game's not that complicated, but it's fun. It's enjoyable. And so I'm saying a lot. Sorry about that. Usually avoid saying with my job and all. I do a lot of, oh yay, unarmed 2. I do quite a bit of public speaking. So I've been, trained in that whole PR thing. So I know not to use the words and what to replace it with. Silence is actually a better replacement. Just not saying anything at all. See? It works. It allows you to think something in your mind. And sometimes it creates that weird, socially awkward silence. But as long as you're personable, it shouldn't be an issue. So silence is better than There you go. Today you learned something new. So I think I'm done. I didn't say I said There we go. Still haven't hit the intimidate on this guy. But it's fine. So let's see, unarmed 2, I need to trade hunting. Forgot to do that. I'm already gonna cap out. So the max experience you can get is double what your requirement is. So just in case you don't know that. That's a clearing piece. Alright, good. And, excuse me again, let's go kill this guy. So I've been told by a Terrascasi master that what they did to get to XP was they just went to a planet that has a lot of natural spawns and ran, from one place to another literally went from one city to another, and that's a big run if you think about where cities are. I mean, this is city 1. Let me go. Not shuttle ports. There we go, city. So look at that. Imagine going from, ooh, wow. Heliopolis is a user city that's already has enough citizens and ranked enough to be on the map. And then I think you can only have 10 on a planet, so this is dang cool. Heliopolis. And there's always a city right here. I think every world had a city there. I don't know what it is. I think it's just because it's a nice little flat area and it's right near the ocean, so it's like ocean view town, you know. But I remember at every world I went on, or every server I went on, rather, not world. Every server I went on had. Alright. Let's peace out here. I only want this guy. Good stuff. Every server I went on had a city there. It's pretty cool. But yeah, imagine running from Theed to Karen and just killing everything in its way. Everything in my way there. That's essentially what some guy decided to do. And I asked him, you know, what did you do for credits? Because you're not making any money just killing naturally spawned stuff. And he just said, you know what, he didn't care so much about credits, because once he's a master, he'll be able to, you know, make money. So that made pretty good sense. So maybe that'll be the way I grind, more so than wasting time, you know, going killing here and then going back. And I don't know, but I mean, you still need money. Money is important everywhere, not just in games, but in real life too. Sad thing, you know. And of course, there's always that person that'll say, you know, money doesn't buy you happiness. Money doesn't buy you happiness. Well, you know what? My response to that is, give me a chance, right? Give me a chance to find that out myself. Give me a few, you know, $1 million, and we'll see if money really doesn't buy me happiness. But give me a chance. And you know what? Maybe at the end of the day, money does not buy you happiness, because happiness is relative, right? Happiness is relative to what you want and can't have, or what you want and don't have. But you know, some people might find happiness in you know, a significant other, you know, their boyfriend or girlfriend, or wife, husband. Some people might find happiness in their friendships, and you know, some people sadly find happiness in their drug abuse. And I'm not talking about marijuana. Let's get real here. That's not a drug to concern ourselves with for drug abuse. Or alcohol, you know, which is terrible. Alcohol's way worse than weed any day. But you know what? Somehow it's still a legal substance, even though it's more toxic and kills more people indirectly and directly than marijuana ever will. Except for the guy who apparently ate the homeless person's face. Turns out that there was no bath salts found in his system, and it was only marijuana. So, boy, is that going to be some negative, you know, news stories. And you know, just anyone watching, I don't smoke weed, but you know, if you do, that's, you know, it's your choice, man. You know, it's not crack, it's not heroin, so enjoy it. If you want crack or heroin, you know, dude, please do yourself a favor. Go get yourself some help, man. You know, I'm sure there's some loved ones that are concerned about you, and whether you know them or not, you know, whether you know they are or not, I'm sure they are concerned about your well-being, and those drugs aren't anything to mess around with. You know, crack, not even once, dude. Not even once. If anything, just watch the Dave Chappelle show and watch the Charlie Murphy skit. You know, cocaine's a hell of a drug. And Brawler, never mind. Okay, so I already have unarmed 2. When I get unarmed stun, I forgot what the stun do. So dizzy makes somebody dizzy. So if you knock them down, it's harder for them to get back up. So you always combo dizzy knockdown, right? Or KD. Dizzy KDF rather. Is what we used to do. But then there's blind. Higher chance of missing you. And I'm trying to think what stun does. I think we're gonna have to look that up. I don't remember what stun does actually. I don't know if it reduces your. Does it reduce your attack? But that's like intimidate. I don't remember what stun does actually. Even though stun should probably stop you like a war cry would, but it doesn't do that if I remember right. And you know what? I'm probably just BSing. Please, can someone tell me what stun does? I don't remember. I used to know this game so well. I used to be a guru, man. I remember when I used to log into my character Hawkke, I would receive messages from the moment I logged in to the moment I logged out. Just, it never ever stopped. The amount of messages I would receive with requests for things, somebody offering to sell me something because they knew that I would go on the trade forums and just buy out entire loads. Like somebody would make this gigantic post with individual pricing of items and all that. And I would just go on there and just, and at times I wouldn't even want anything, or I would just want one item. But, I had so much money, I would just go in there and say, BO, buy out everything. Please drop off everything on my vendor. Or go and meet them. It didn't matter to me. I wasn't a jerk like that. I made them just come to me all the time. But, certain times I just wasn't available. And would ask them to come and just drop off everything at the prices to my vendor and sell them to me. I remember that I think I wanted like one item and on a post. Somebody was selling probably something like 30, 40 million credits worth of stuff, and nothing I really wanted, or something that I might have already had multiples of, like special artwork or paintings that you receive for being a subscriber for 3 months or 6 months, whatever it was. I don't remember, but I wanted one specific item. I think it was a replica Death Star or hologram, if I remember right. And I only had one of those, and I really wanted another one. So I just went on there, saw it, just bought out the whole thing, 30, 40 million credits worth of stuff. And people knew that if they offered it up to my vendor, I was buying it. There were times people would just offer stuff up to my vendor without even me asking for it, and I would buy it anyway. I figured, you know what, they probably need the money, so why not? Call me the Warren Buffett of Chalestra, man. I would just go and honestly just, as much money as I made, I constantly give it back in any way I could. Of course, I wouldn't just. I did give away quite a bit actually. I think there were times where I would just run through a city, and if I saw a newbie and newbie gear, and double check to see if they had mastered any professions yet, and they clearly had it and had no discovery badges either, I would just go ahead and tip them 100,000. Boop! Here's 100,000 credits, dude. Why not, man? You know what? I'm sure you need it. You'll enjoy it. It'll make your life easier. And go buy whatever you want. And of course, after I tipped them 100,000, I'd always send them an email with, a little reminder. Go to a one-stop shop over in Thee Naboo, Best Buy. And they would probably spend majority of their 100,000 in my store anyway. So I guess I'm a capitalist at heart, guys. I'm sorry. A job is to make money. I guess you can't call it a job, but my goal in the game and what I thoroughly enjoyed was the market. There were times where this is awesome. There was a time where a specific weapon was being sold at a price that I disagreed with. There was one thing I hated more than anything else in Star Wars Galaxies, was the price gouging that you would see. And I mean price gouging. I'm not talking about, you know, competitive market pricing. I think that's very, very different. Uh-oh. I think I'm gonna have to deal with these two guys now. Alright, man. I'm gonna have to deal with you. Gonna have to give it to you. Yeah. I'm unarmed, yet I'm gonna give it to them. Man, I'm not getting roughed up yet. It's pretty good, pretty good. Alright, good. Land on Intimidate. I'm not even gonna Warcry the other one because this one's pretty low already. But actually, the animations are pretty cool in this game. Man, Pekos are scary looking. They're like... Anyway, so let's look at some of this animation while I'm in the middle of my story. It's pretty cool. Pretty dang cool, yeah. I like it. Of course, the best animation in the game is going to be unarmed hit 3 or spit and roll, I believe is the name of the attack. I even remember that because I love it so much. I told you, man, there was a time where I was a Terrascasi. I think Terrascasi Master was probably the one profession I was more times and longer than even Rifleman. And I was Rifleman for a really long time because Rifleman was just so OP when you had a 1200 damage T21 rifle. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. 1200 damage was the max damage on the T21 rifle I used to, and I made that with crate tissues. That wasn't even an exceptional looted item. An exceptional looted item that another player named Stetton, who was a weaponsmith as well, he had a exceptional looted T21. I don't know how much he paid for it, but he probably only paid like 50 million credits for it because he bought it so, you know, early on in the game, where 50 million credits was the equivalent to a billion credits because no one had that type of money, and he was like the #1 weaponsmith for a really long time. I don't even know how long. And some people would even still say that... why am I trying to harvest? Some people would still say that Stetton was the best weaponsmith of all time on Celestia, even though we had some really good ones. We had SRAF, who's currently on here right now. SRAF, you know, she's great. She was a really good weaponsmith, though. A lot of people enjoyed her stuff. But at the end of the day, everyone was the same. So you had a 12-point suit, you had the same resources, you all experimented the same way. Weaponsmith all made the same type of stuff. You know, the difference would come down to price and their availability, and I think that's where I was able to beat everyone else. I had a huge store, had great availability, I had stock that did not quit. I mean, I was able to make, I think, you know, 950 plus, you know, of one specific weapon, and I would only sell the damage sliced, because you could actually take a smuggler class and slice a weapon for damage or speed. And I would only sell damage sliced weapons on my regular, you know, vendor. I had a speed only weapons vendor as well, but I would slice all my weapons as well. So that's why, like I said, I kicked butt in the game. I took the game and I beats it. I beat multiplayer. I beat an MMORPG somehow. So anyway, what the hell was I talking about?